Okay, you're back on some Division news. And unfortunately, bad news. I know over the past, like the last week, we got some good news regarding the Division. Julian Gerighty came out and did an interview and said, yo, so the Division 2 Survivors is in the work. Also, they're working on Division 3 and it's shaping up to be a monster. I know I said beast. I don't, people corrected me, which was weird. It's the same thing. Whatever. So anyway, unfortunately, he is leaving the Division franchise and going to work at Battlefield. And regarding the decision, it remains disclosed, or people don't know. I thought it was mad weird because he literally just had an interview to come out and say, yo, so we're working on some new content for the Division. We got the definitive edition coming out for the anniversary, for the 10-year anniversary. Also, we got we're adding new content, and not new content, but we're adding content to the Division. We're going to be bringing up the world tiers, the global events. You know, we're pushing. Y'all want the game to work, so we're going to make sure the game works. And then he said, we got some stuff coming on Division 2. We got the original creator of the Survivor mode that was popular in the Division 1. We brought him into the Division 2, and he's working on that. So, rightfully so, everybody was hyped, man. Everybody was hyped. And on top of that, we got some the reconfirmation of the Division 3 coming in. But I woke up yesterday. I couldn't record it yesterday because I was doing something. But I woke up yesterday and I read the news, man. I heard it from some of my favorite Nothing But Skills, Rogo, Kamikaze. Like, I read it all, bro. And here's what it says. Today we want to share that Julian Gerighty, executive producer on Tom Clancy's The Division franchise, is heading to a new adventure at Battlefield Studios. While we will miss him, his mark will live on that massive, and we will continue to bring the world he's been part of creating to our players for years to come. Julian, your legacy is part of this studio, and remember, once agent, always an agent. For our players, don't worry, agent. Our team who built this world with Julian are still here, carrying it forward with ambition, with an ambitious, unchanged commitment for the future by the Division 2, the Division 2 Survivors, the Division Resurgence, and the Division 3. And this is from Battlefield Bulletin. Battlefield Studio. So yeah, he went to go work at Battlefield. And me, y'all know I'm a fan of Battlefield, so I do like that. But I also, I mean, while they're saying the team, he prepped the team good for the Division 2 and onward for stuff, I still feel kind of like, it's like, bro, you just did an interview hyping up the Division 3, and I'm not saying that it's dead or it's dead in the water or stuff. It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. It's just like, why? Ubisoft devs now coming to Battlefield 6 to run. Okay, another that has another fucking clue about Battlefield. See, the comments are like a little mixed on it and everything. Battlefield, after it's had its big year last year, probably its biggest year, probably just, and the player base kind of falling off. Probably just needs some new blood. And I can see, because the Division, like I said before, the Division is so good at building and building their community and just listening to feedback. So maybe they're trying to bring that blood into that, because it's been a long time for Division 3, and maybe Ubisoft isn't moving as fast as Julian wants them to move, so he went somewhere else, and that will probably pay him more, and maybe he'll have more of a say. I'm just trying to shoot him grace. Yeah, but yeah, I bookmarked a couple of these things. He's leaving Massive to work at Battlefield Studios. I was not expecting this. I'm saddened to see you leave, but excited to see accomplishments you made. Thank you for the infinite amount of things you've done for this franchise, and I wish you nothing but the best. Okay. See, Master tweeted out, good luck at DICE. So I'm mixed on it. I just want to see what's going to happen. Also, I want to know the reason. I want to know the reason why like I said, my theory is maybe Ubisoft weren't moving as fast as he wanted them to move. Maybe I don't know. That's just out there because it shouldn't be. How many Assassin's Creed games came out before a new Division? Ubisoft has done a lot of games before the Division, and the thing is I'm just shooting in the dark here. I don't think that Ubisoft appreciates the Division like it should be appreciated. It's one of their longest running franchises that's still getting love and updates. So I don't know. I'm just throwing a theory out there. Maybe he left because Ubisoft isn't moving as fast as he expects them to. But yeah, let's watch. I wanted to watch a Rogo video. Just that's my man's. And I just downloaded Division 2 again. I told you I was playing 1, but I downloaded 2 again, so I'm on his video. Yeah, let's watch this review.
Well, this is certainly not the news that I expected to wake up to and have to cover in a video. Hey everyone, Rogue Gold here, and today we have some very pivotal things to go over regarding the future of the Division, because we got a pretty earth-shattering bit of news this morning. I'm just going to click on this post here from Massive Entertainment, and let's read what it says. Today, we want to share that Julian Gerighty, executive producer on the Tom Clancy's The Division franchise, is heading off to a new adventure.
His name is Julian Gerighty. Julian Gerighty. I'm saying God right. I was my bad, Julian.
That's Battlefield Studios. While we'll miss him, his mark will live on at Massive, and we will continue to bring the world that he's been part of creating to our players for years to come. Julian, your legacy is a part of this studio, and remember,
See, that's the thing, bro. And then that was another thing that happened. I'm gonna talk about it. You know what? I'm gonna talk about it after the thing.
An agent, always an agent. For our players, don't worry. Agents, our teams who built this world with Julian are still here, carrying it forward with an ambitious, unchanged commitment for the future of the Division 2, the Division 2 Survivors, the Division Resurgence, and the Division 3. Wow. Well, yeah, that's something. In case you don't recognize the
I'm seeing the comments on the side, they say rest in peace to Division 3. And I say that so far.
The significance of this move. We talked about him actually in my last video about how we just did this interview the other week with the New Games Plus Showcase talking about the future of the Division. He was heavily quoted for this part of the interview.
So the Division 3 is in production, right? This is not a secret. It's been announced.
So he probably just wanted to do the interview to just save face along with his team. Like, yo, just because I'm leaving don't mean that you shouldn't put your faith in this team that's coming out.
It's shaping up to be a monster.
So that's quite the quote, right? And that's what everybody was running with. So how do we go from this interview where he's saying there's been no better time to play the Division and there's so many cool things coming up to this where he suddenly departed? Well, we also got a post from Julian himself right here, which says, agents, quick update from the base of operation. It is time for me to hang up.
Okay, so this was from Julian himself. Okay.
My go bag, keeping the watch as I go on another grand adventure. The Division future burns bright, and I can't wait for you to discover what the teams have been working on. Long live the Division, and Godspeed. And I think if you scroll down in this one, you already begin to see a lot of responses from his colleagues at Massive. Pele said it's been a pleasure. Julian Daria said be right back crying forever. Jeremy said it's been a pleasure. From everything that we can view from the outside, Julian very much seems to be a glue at Massive, right? He's been around for many years. Worked on the Division 1, the Division 2, Star Wars, now the Division 3, and just overseeing all things Division.
He worked on the Ubisoft Star Wars game? The Outlaws? Maybe because of Julian, I'll check it out. Maybe. I was not planning on checking it out.
So this is a very fundamental change to how Massive and the Division teams are going to operate moving forward. That said, I already anticipate a lot of doomsaying after today's news. I mean, even the top comment on the Massive post is this person saying RIP Div 3. While this news is shocking, surprising, and important, no question, I did want to take a moment to point out some reasons why I do not think you should be too concerned for the future.
Let's hear it.
So on the immediate question of does this jeopardize or threaten the Division 3's development or existence. What you have to remember is that Julian's role was as of executive producer of the entire franchise. He was not the head of the Division 3 team.
Yeah.
The Division 3 has its own creative director, who, to my knowledge, has been working on it since the project started up, like late 2024. Julian was also not the head of the...
Why is my Siri talking to me? Boy, I'm not trying to talk to you.
Division 2 Survivors team, right? That's led by Magnus Jansen. And so while Julian's influence on the world of the Division and what they're developing was significant, absolutely, as an executive producer, that is actually a role that, to my knowledge, we did not really have back in the old days of Division, right? Back in the days when Division 1 and 2 shipped, we didn't really have this person there who was overseeing everything. And so while it was really great that we now had that, again, absolutely, I just want to stress that this does not mean that suddenly they're going to stop working on the Division 3, right?
So Julian he's an executive producer who's very hands-on with his stuff, but he isn't the creative director of Division. I don't want he just said who it was.
They still have an entire team in place, including a leader of that project specifically working on it. And the big thing to keep in mind with Massive overall is that they have spent the better part of the last year restructuring the entire studio to prioritize these Division projects moving forward, right? Before today's news, all of their chips are in the...
This isn't new to them. This isn't new to them. They knew this was probably coming down the pipeline, but before Julian left, I'm pretty sure he put his team up on the game, like, yo, this is, he made sure everything was copaceted before he left. I know he did, bro.
Basket.
He wouldn't hold it like
on
that.
The Division 2 Survivors.
Hopefully. Maybe I'm
they
glazing
have
too
the
much.
leadership team on
Let
the
me know if I'm
Division 2
glazing
there.
too
They
much.
have the entire team for the Division 3. Julian leaving does not suddenly mean that they're just going to flip again and start working on other stuff. That would take a long time, and that's just not really how game development works. The other thing to remember, and I've been reminded of this so far this morning because I've been talking to a lot of different people about the news, Massive has a lot of really incredible talent at the studio that we've come to know through the Division over the years. Some people that we haven't seen or heard of from a long time, like Drew Reckner, Frederick Thylander, and that's not to say that these people are suddenly going to come in and replace Julian. That's not what I'm saying, but there is a lot of passionate and talented people at Massive who I genuinely believe will work very hard to bring these things to life. But, at the end of the day, and I think this is very fair to talk about and contemplate, the question is always going to be there. What motivated his
Right,
reasons
that's what
for
I want to
moving
know.
on?
What
Could
do
it
you
have
got,
been
sir?
that he looked at where the Division was headed and didn't think it looked great? Certainly, it's possible. Is it also possible that he's been in Massive upwards of 20 years, many of those years spent working on the same IP, and he saw an opportunity to go to Battlefield Studios in EA, and he took it? Yes, that's also very possible.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't think about how long he's worked at Massive. I haven't think about how long he worked at Massive. I got to look up like what a Massive. That is the thing, and that's kind of what's going on. This don't got anything to do with like. I mean, it's kind of similar to what Kai got. What Kai Cenat is going through right now. Like, yo, I've been doing this for years and years, and I want to try something new. And most of the people, a lot of people are, they're split. They're split. Like some people are on the side of, bro, what are you trying to do? You're getting too Hollywood. Why are you trying to break off from one of the most lucrative things? And then on the other side, it's like, yo, he's been doing it forever. Maybe he want to try something new. I'm always that person of, yo, try something new and follow your heart, bro. Like a lot of people were going, it is off topic. A lot of people were going at like T.I. head for like trying comedy and everything. And while I may not think it's the funniest, I haven't seen it. I do want to check it out. Probably, I'm just see my girl want to watch it. You want to check it out. But the thing is that what I'm trying to say is that, yo, give people chances to grow and try something. When you've been doing the same thing for years and years, you want to try something different. Bro, I write rap songs. I love rapping. I love doing that. I love arranging, songwriting. I love that shit. But I also wanted to try something new. That's why I made the Bebop channel. And that's why I started podcasting. I wanted to do something new. Because I was tired of doing the same thing over and over again. So just give people time to grow, bro.
Especially in the creative field, people often want renewment. They want to go and work on different things that challenge them in different ways. I think from many of the interviews, it was pretty clear that Julian's passion project for the last many years was Star Wars Outlaws. He really wanted to make that game. And so now that he did that, and now that he's been at Massive for so long, it kind of makes sense that he would think, well,
Star Wars Outlaws. From what I remember, and the bit that I played, you guys should just kept on the division, bro. I'm gonna be honest, Julian. You should just stayed on the division. Good luck at Massive though. Good luck at Massive, bro. For real, for real.
I'm gonna look for a new adventure. And to be clear, I don't think that takes away from the shock of this announcement and just how, big it really is. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of wonderful and talented people remaining at Massive, and I'm very curious to see what they can do for these upcoming things that we are so excited for, like Survivors and of course, The Division 3. Well, there you have it, everybody. That is the news that we have to cover for today. Julian Gerighty departing Massive Entertainment and heading off on a new adventure. As I will say to any veteran of the Division franchise, somebody who helped usher these games into the world so far, thank you very much, Julian, for your contributions to our beloved franchise.
Thank you, Julian.
Wish you the best on whatever is next for you. And yeah, my friends, we will see where things go from here. That's going to do it for me on this one. Let me know all of your thoughts on today's news in the comments down below. But until I see you next, roll gold.
Yeah, see, overall, bro, yeah, I agree with him 100%. I just want to make sure the division is doing good, bro. That's all I care about. Is I love all the new news on division, but I hope going forward that with Julian Gerighty leaving, bro, I just hope that everything stays the same at division. Well, I kind of hope that we kind of push forward just a little bit, like things don't get held up a lot. But yeah, man. Thank you, Julian.